Hey there, friend. I'm so glad you found your way back here tonight, right where you belong. Close your eyes for a moment and picture this. Beneath the same dark ocean of stars you see from your window, an ancient mind once built a machine to hold the entire cosmos in their hands. That story is waiting for you now, so let your body sink a little deeper into the mattress. Gently unclench your jaw, soften the space between your eyebrows, and just let your breathing become slow and quiet. Tonight, we are going on a gentle voyage through time to explore a single, incredible object. I'll share the secrets of the Antikythera Mechanism with you, one calm fact at a time. And as always, if your mind drifts off into dreams before we finish, that is exactly how this is meant to work. If nights like these bring you a little peace, go ahead and subscribe, and you will always have a quiet place to return to whenever you need it. Now, let's begin.
Imagine holding the world's very first analog computer in the palm of your hand, a device crafted not decades ago but over 2,000 years in the past. It was built with a quiet, staggering purpose to track the graceful, eternal dance of the heavens above us. Inside its modest casing, an intricate system of bronze gears turned against one another in silent perfection, a mechanical heartbeat calculating the infinite. This machine could predict the precise positions of wandering planets and the shadowed occurrence of eclipses with a genius that would vanish from human history for an entire millennium. To look upon it is to realize that the ancient mind reached for the stars in a way we are only just beginning to understand, its delicate clockwork spinning in perfect time with the universe itself. It was a universe captured in a box of corroded metal. The sea held this secret for almost 2,000 years before fate finally intervened in the spring of 1901. A group of sponge divers, seeking shelter from a storm near the tiny island of Antikythera, stumbled upon a ghostly shipwreck slumbering on the sea floor. Amidst a scattered treasure of bronze statues and elegant glassware, they retrieved a small, unassuming lump that appeared to be nothing more than calcified stone. It was a clump of decayed bronze and petrified wood, a forgotten relic that seemed utterly insignificant beside the obvious luxury goods surrounding it. Nobody could have guessed that this fragile, corroded rock, resting so peacefully in the deep, would soon rewrite our entire understanding of technological history. It slept in a museum for months before it cracked open, revealing the ghostly imprint of a gear, and whispering the first hints of its profound mystery from the bottom of the ancient sea. The true wonder of this device lies not just in its purpose, but in the breathtaking miniature scale of its execution. Hidden within a frame no larger than a shoebox was a clockwork masterpiece of at least 30 exquisitely cut, interlocking bronze gears. These were not crude, rough shapes but precisely engineered wheels, some bearing teeth as tiny as a single millimeter, a scale that suggests the work of a meticulous jeweler rather than an ancient mechanic. This profound level of sophistication forces us to cast aside the old, comfortable notion that history is a straight line of pure progress. It proves that ancient Greek artisans possessed a mechanical fluency that rivaled clockmakers living well over 1,000 years later. It is a humbling, almost disorienting thought, knowing a hand guided by such profound genius once assembled this delicate mechanical mind to trace the heavens. Among its most wondrous features was a softly rotating dial dedicated to the silent, mysterious pulse of our moon. This dial followed the metonic cycle, a long, slow breath of 19 years that perfectly aligns the path of our sun and the wandering face of the moon. By turning a simple knob, an ancient mind could synchronize the drifting lunar months with the fixed solar year, weaving them together in a beautiful, celestial harmony. This elegant calculation allowed a society so deeply tied to the natural world to anchor their festivals and their lives to the predictable, rhythmic movement of the night sky. It is a quiet reminder that time for them was not just a passing measurement, but a sacred, repeating circle, a mirror held up to the eternal machinery of the cosmos, allowing them to live gently inside its intricate rhythm. Finally, the most hauntingly poetic power of this small machine was its ability to look into the future and preview the exact color of a shadow. Through an astonishingly subtle and sophisticated pin and slot gear mechanism, the device could predict the precise timing and anticipated shade of a lunar eclipse. As the moon slid into the Earth's shadow, the user already knew whether it would vanish completely or bloom into that soft, coppery red glow we call a blood moon. Imagine the quiet feeling of knowing this deep secret hours before it happened, standing alone in the dark and waiting for the sky to match the prophecy whispered by your machine. This gentle clanking of bronze allowed them to anticipate the universe's softest, most beautiful light show, transforming an omen of fear into a predictable, comforting dance between the earth and the shadowed moon. Turn a small dial on that ancient bronze mechanism, and with each soft click, you align with a cycle that once guided the footsteps of athletes and poets. This specialized dial traced the 4-year rhythm of the Panhellenic Games, including the sacred Olympic truce that paused wars and honored human grace. It was more than a timekeeper. It was a quiet reminder of a shared cultural spirit that united distant city-states under a canopy of olive branches and starlit skies. The gentle rotation conjures visions of runners on sun-warmed earth, their movements echoing a harmony between body and cosmos. In this compact device, the pulse of competition and the serenity of celestial order dance together in perfect, metallic precision. In the soft glow of 21st-century X-ray imaging, hidden inscriptions on the bronze plates began to whisper their long-buried secrets. These tiny letters, etched by a patient hand over 2 millennia ago, emerged like a quiet manual for the mechanism's user. They explained, with delicate precision, how to operate the dials and interpret the dance of celestial patterns across the night sky. Imagine a curious mind, perhaps under a star-filled Mediterranean night, tracing these minuscule words to unlock the universe's rhythm. The inscriptions serve as a bridge between the maker and the user, a gentle guide that transformed raw metal into a teacher of cosmic poetry. Peer into the intricate heart of the mechanism, and you will find gear ratios that mirror the moon's elliptical orbit with astonishing accuracy. These interlocking teeth were not driven by rigid mathematics but by a deep, intuitive understanding of planetary motion, creating a variable speed that echoes the moon's drifting pace across the sky. Watch in your mind as the gears turn, sometimes quickening, sometimes slowing, just as the moon seems to hasten and linger in its monthly pilgrimage. This subtle mechanism reveals that the ancients saw the universe not as a clockwork of uniform ticks, but as a living dance, full of graceful variations. It speaks to a profound wisdom, where engineering and observation merged into a silent symphony of celestial mimicry. Most scholars believe this remarkable device may have roots in the school of Archimedes in Syracuse, a place where mathematical brilliance once flourished like a garden of abstract wonders. It represents a bridge between the ethereal beauty of geometry and the tangible, bronze-crafted world, connecting pure thought to the mechanical rhythms of the spheres. Imagine the workshops where hands shaped these gears, guided by the same intellect that once contemplated how to move the world with a lever. This legacy suggests that the mechanism was not an isolated curiosity, but part of a broader cultural pursuit to weave the fabric of the cosmos into physical form. It invites us to see how abstract ideas can manifest into objects that hold the heavens within their grasp. Today, the original fragments rest in a quiet gallery in Athens, cradled in a soft, climate-controlled environment that protects their fragile bronze whispers. Under gentle lighting, these weathered pieces of history seem to breathe with the quiet dignity of their age, drawing visitors into a hushed reverence. They remain a testament to human curiosity and our timeless desire to map the stars, to reach out and touch the celestial order with our own hands. Standing there, you can almost hear the echo of ancient gears turning, a song of inquiry that has never faded over the centuries. These remnants are not just artifacts but a mirror reflecting our enduring quest to understand the infinite, a journey that began under the same stars that still shine above us. Imagine a device so intricate that its secrets would slumber unseen for 1,000 years, a quiet whisper of ingenuity lost to the ages. This mechanism was not just a tool, it was a floating bridge of knowledge, a delicate thread connecting a brilliant past to a distant future. The hands that crafted it achieved a precision in engineering that would not be seen again until the clocks of medieval Europe began to stir. It suggests a peak of ancient Greek skill, a mountain of thought that rose silently long before the Renaissance dawned, leaving us to marvel at its lonely height in the dark. Deep within its bronze heart, a quiet symphony of gears turned to track the moon's irregular path, a celestial dance of light and shadow. This sophisticated system of differential gears was a patient mimic, a mechanical reflection of the moon's drifting, wandering motion across the sky. By following this gentle cosmic rhythm, the device could predict lunar eclipses with startling accuracy, tracing the moment the Earth's shadow would softly swallow the moon. Picture the delicate bronze teeth interlocking to forecast a blood-red orb hanging low on the horizon, a silent shadow play orchestrated by an unseen clockwork master. This ancient computer did not only chart the heavens' slow ballet, it also softly synchronized the rhythms of human competition with the stars. It acted as a cosmic calendar, dutifully marking the 4-year cycle of the Panhellenic Games, including the sacred truce of the ancient Olympics. Imagine a young athlete in Olympia, his muscles aching under the same sun, his striving heartbeat timed to the same steady celestial movement that the bronze gears quietly measured. The device wove the fleeting footraces of men into the grand, unhurried fabric of the cosmos, a gentle reminder that our dust-born dramas are cradled by the eternal turning of the sky. When modern light finally peered inside the corroded fragments, a more intimate secret was revealed, a gentle guide for a soul reaching out to the universe. X-ray tomography has uncovered tiny, handwritten inscriptions on the bronze plates, words etched like a tender whisper for the user's eyes alone. These inscriptions were a peaceful manual, not a commanding text, but a patient teaching that explained how to navigate the celestial spheres. You can almost imagine a curious mind tracing those minuscule letters under a starlit sky, feeling the quiet certainty of a mentor's voice explaining the clockwork of heaven from within the device's own body. Beyond the sun and moon, the mechanism stretched its gentle grasp to the 5 wandering stars known to the ancient world. It could track the positions of Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn as they drifted like luminous pearls through the zodiac constellations. The device visualized these distant worlds, mapping the velvet expanse of the night sky onto its own compact face, a private cosmos you could hold in your hand. To gaze upon it would be to see the planets as the ancients did, not as fiery spheres in a void, but as thoughtful wanderers making their slow pilgrimage across the backdrop of a living, breathing sky, a story of light written in bronze and time. Imagine a quiet island under the Mediterranean sun, where the school of Posidonius nurtured a gentle blend of mathematics and astronomy. Around the 2nd century BCE, scholars here might have crafted this device, letting their knowledge flow together like a calm river. This center of learning was a place of deep thought, where the motions of the heavens were traced with quiet precision. The device itself seems to echo that serene environment, a product of minds at peace with the cosmos. It suggests that even in ancient times, there were sanctuaries of wisdom where the universe was understood not with haste, but with patient observation. This quiet birthplace is a key to understanding the mechanism's graceful complexity. The metonic cycle, a 19-year period, is woven into the mechanism's design like a celestial thread. This ancient knowledge aligned the solar year with the lunar phases, creating a harmonious dance between the sun and the moon. You can almost see the gears turning gently, each click marking the passage of time as the sky above shifted. This balance was not just calculation, but a reflection of the rhythm of nature. It allowed the ancients to predict eclipses and track the seasons with a quiet confidence. Such deep understanding reveals a people who look to the heavens not with fear, but with a sense of belonging. For 2,000 years, the mechanism lay in the cool, silent depths of the Mediterranean, cradled in the ocean's embrace. It rested near the island of Antikythera, a shipwreck holding secrets beneath the waves. The shipwreck had become a silent library of the past, preserving this treasure for future eyes. The water was calm there, a dark blue sanctuary where time slowed to a gentle stop. In 1901, Diverse descended into this quiet world and brought the device back to the surface. They lifted it from its watery slumber, carrying fragments of a dream into the light. This recovery was not just a discovery, but a resurrection of ancient thought. The bronze gears of the mechanism are a marvel of delicate craftsmanship, with hand-cut teeth as fine as a whisper. Some of these teeth are smaller than a grain of sand, yet they mesh with perfect precision. In their quiet way, these intricate parts work together, turning slowly like the heavens they modeled. Each revolution was a steady heartbeat, marking cosmic cycles too vast to see. You can imagine the gears in motion, a silent ballet of metal revealing the secrets of the cosmos. Their union was a symphony of design, a testament to human ingenuity. They were more than machinery. They were a bridge between earth and sky, built by hands that understood patience.
Now, in its resting state, the mechanism is a collection of weathered fragments, coated in a green patina like smooth river stones. These pieces feel cool and worn, shaped by time and tied into objects of quiet beauty. They sit in museum displays, silent and still, yet they speak of an enduring human desire. That desire is to understand the peaceful patterns of the universe, to map the stars and the turning of the seasons. It is a reminder that curiosity is a gentle force, driving us to seek harmony in the cosmos. These fragments, though broken, hold a complete story of wonder. You might touch them with your eyes, tracing the lines of an ancient dream. You are still here, floating through this ancient dream. The mechanism's fragments seem to glow softly now, as if they have more to reveal. If you are enjoying this, a light guides other night owls to these quiet stories.
Imagine holding a small, corroded piece of metal in your hand, a fragment of a device that should not exist. The gears within it were so astonishingly advanced that the world would not see anything quite like them again for more than 1,000 years. Think of all the empires that rose and fell in that immense silence, all the wisdom that drifted peacefully away like a forgotten dream. It was not until medieval European monks began building the first astronomical clocks that this ancient spark of genius quietly rekindled in human hands. This vast, empty gap in time hints at a lost era of engineering, a quiet chapter of history whose pages have been softly turned by the wind. When scientists gently peered inside the device with X-ray light, they discovered it was a cosmic calendar, a silent companion to the heavens. It quietly tracked the metonic cycle, a peaceful rhythm that unfolds over 19 years. In that span, the sun and moon align once more, as if the universe took a slow, calming breath. This beautiful mechanism allowed ancient skywatchers to harmonize their lunar and solar days, tying human time to the steady, floating dance of the stars above. It must have been a comfort to feel so connected to that slow celestial heartbeat. On the back of the device, a small and delicate dial waited with a very special purpose. It was crafted to predict eclipses, those moments when the shadow of the moon would softly glide across the face of the sun. By turning a simple hand crank, the user could see far into the future, to a silent spectacle that had not yet come to pass. Imagine that feeling, that gentle glimpse of a coming twilight in the middle of the day, all revealed by a quiet turning of a wheel. It was a window into time itself, a way to prepare for the sky's most profound and tender displays. Within the mechanism, a tiny floating pointer kept track of the moon's place among the zodiac constellations. Its movement was powered by a clever arrangement of gears, something called a pin and slot system. This intricate design perfectly mirrored the moon's own orbital path, the way it seems to hurry and then slow down as it drifts across the night sky. It was as if the device breathed with the moon, matching its wandering pace beat for beat. That little pointer was not just a piece of metal, it was a whisper of the cosmos, tracing an invisible pathway through the zodiac's ancient stars.
And beyond the stars, this wondrous machine also remembered the heartbeat of human community. A small dial was quietly marking the cycle of the Pan-Hellenic Games, those peaceful gatherings of athletes from all around the Mediterranean world. Every 4 years, that dial would complete a single serene rotation, heralding the time when runners and wrestlers would come together under a sacred truce. It is lovely to think that amid the gears tracking planets and eclipses, a tiny space was reserved for something so very human, the celebration of strength and unity. The device held both the heavens and the footsteps of distant crowds, all turning in a slow, endless circle of time.
Imagine an ancient device carefully shaped from bronze, a metal that seems to hold the warmth of the sun within its core. This sturdy material allowed the creation of gears with teeth so slender and precise, they appear like delicate thoughts carved by a patient hand. Each wheel was cut with mindful attention, every edge smoothed by the quiet rhythm of craftsmanship. These tiny components fit together in a gentle dance, a puzzle of mathematical harmony where nothing is forced. The bronze whispers of an order that mirrors the night sky, a silent reflection of the cosmos held in the palm of a creator. It is a meditation on form, a timeless union of art and mechanics. For many centuries, this mechanism lay resting in the quiet depths of the Aegean Sea, embraced by a soft cloak of sediment and calcium. The ocean held the fragments in a cool, watery slumber, preserving them with a patience that transcends human time. The stillness of the deep was a sanctuary, shielding the device from the hurried currents of change. It was as if the sea understood the value of this treasure, cradling it gently through the ages. 2 millennia passed in this silent state, each year a drop in the vast ocean, and the mechanism slept on, undisturbed and dreaming. The water kept its secret, a mute guardian of antique knowledge, until the time was right for its awakening. It is often described as the world's first analog computer, yet it required no electricity to bring its purpose to life. Instead, it relied on the graceful mechanical flow of interlocking wheels, each turning in a silent symphony. This device was a bridge between the heavens and the earth, translating the complex language of the cosmos into a visible, moving display. Each gentle revolution was a stanza, mapping the paths of stars and planets with a tender precision. The gears moved in a quiet meditation, echoing the eternal cycles that govern our universe. There was no hum of power, only the soft, rhythmic pulse of geometry and motion, a testament to ancient ingenuity. Scholars believe this mechanism may have originated from the sun-drenched island of Rhodes, a center of learning and quiet reflection. It was a place where the astronomer Hipparchus once gazed at the stars, his thoughts drifting through the warm Mediterranean nights. Here, science and art flowed together like two gentle streams merging into a single river of understanding. The spirit of inquiry was palpable, a soft energy that blended with the scent of salt air and the whisper of olive groves. In this peaceful haven, the device was likely born, a child of human curiosity and the timeless search for meaning. It stands as a bridge between the earthly and the divine, a moment in history where knowledge was pursued with a calm and reverent heart. Today, when we view these fragments in museums, they appear as weathered stones, their surfaces a soft green-gray hue washed by the depths of time. Yet within them, the echoes of ancient wisdom still hum, a quiet resonance from a world long past. They are not just remnants of metal but vessels of knowledge, holding the dreams of those who sought to map the night. Each crack and crevice tells a story of patience, a longing to understand the shimmering, distant lights above. These fragments serve as a tender reminder of our shared human desire to find patterns in the infinite, to touch the stars with our minds. In their silent vigil, they speak of a timeless quest for beauty and meaning, a gentle prayer etched in bronze and memory. Imagine an ancient device, a quiet marvel of bronze and wisdom. It is often called the world's first analog computer. This mechanism could predict the positions of the sun, moon, and planets with breathtaking accuracy. A complex system of interlocking gears, so tiny and precisely crafted, allowed the Greeks to track the grand cycles of the solar system. Long before the hum of modern electronics, this quiet mechanism modeled the slow sweep of the planets across the heavens. It was like holding a miniature cosmos in your hands, a whisper of the eternal order. The mechanism could precisely predict solar eclipses. It would reveal not just the day but the specific hour, and even the color of the shadow that would fall upon the Earth. This was made possible by a delicate pin-and-slot mechanism. This clever design mirrored the moon's true elliptical orbit, not a simple circle. So the device could follow the moon's real path, its gentle speeding up and slowing down, to know the exact moment of alignment when the sun would be veiled. Imagine the wonder, knowing exactly when the light would fade and the sky would deepen to that particular hue. It was a machine that listened to the whispers of the heavens and translated them into a quiet, certain knowledge. One of the most gentle wonders of the device is its Saros dial. This beautiful spiral tracked an 18-year cycle of lunar eclipses. With this knowledge, ancient stargazers could drift through the years in peace. They knew exactly when the moon and sun would meet in a soft, shadowed embrace. The dial turned with a quiet certainty, mapping out every eclipse for generations. It was as if the mechanism held the moon's secret rhythm, a soft pulse in the bronze that echoed the sky. To look at this dial was to feel the slow, steady breath of the cosmos. There was no need for haste, only a slow turning of time, a lullaby of light and shadow. The device also served as a celestial calendar. It tracked the 4-year cycle of the Panhellenic Games, including the ancient Olympics. This reminds us that for the ancients, the rhythm of sports and celebration was deeply tied to the slow dance of the stars. The cycle of athletic festivals was not just a human custom, it was a mirror of the heavenly cycles. As the planets moved, so did the years between the sacred contests. The mechanism kept both the cosmic and the human in harmony, a gentle reminder that we are all part of the same unfolding pattern. The dial showed the year of the games, linking earthly glory with celestial timing. It was a quiet nod to the idea that our celebrations rise and fall like the sun. Recovered from a shipwreck near the island of Antikythera in 1901, the device spent 2,000 years resting in the quiet, cool depths of the Mediterranean Sea. It was discovered by sponge divers who found a fragment of bronze amidst the silent sands. For millennia, it lay hidden, cradled by the sea, its secrets held in the deep. The salt water and time had corroded it into delicate, green-encrusted pieces. Yet still, the faint outline of gears and inscriptions spoke of a lost world. Lifting it from the seabed was like plucking a forgotten dream from the darkness, a memory of ancient light. Deep within the quiet layers of time, the ancient mechanism rested, its secrets locked away by the gentle grasp of stone and corrosion. Scientists, with a soft curiosity, turned to a special kind of light, microfocus X-ray imaging. This gentle beam pierced through the calcified crust, like a silver dawn breaking over a sleeping sea. What it uncovered was breathtaking, hidden inscriptions and the delicate teeth of gears, still and silent after so many centuries. They had been invisible for millennia, now bathed in the calm light of discovery, whispering their truths to the modern world. Nestled within its bronze heart, the mechanism held a sophisticated differential gear, a marvel of calm precision. This tiny component wasn't widely used in clocks until the 16th century, a leap of thought so far ahead of its time. It suggests a mathematical brilliance that seems to float beyond the expected capabilities of the ancient world, like a quiet melody humming through the ages. The gear turns with an elegance that defies its time, a silent proof of a mind that saw far into the structure of the cosmos. Upon the device's surface, tiny inscriptions glow like a soft whisper etched into the enduring bronze. These delicate letters form a gentle guide, a user manual for the stars, explaining how to operate the dials. They lead the observer through the vast, slow dance of the cosmos, each word a stepping stone from the earth to the quiet depths of the night sky. It is a tender connection between the maker and the seeker, frozen in metal, a calm voice from antiquity guiding us through the infinite dance. This wonder likely drifted from the school of Posidonius, or the timeless traditions of Archimedes, where geometry and mechanical art blended like mist in the morning air. In those quiet spaces of learning, hands shaped this bronze, blending deep thought with gentle touch. It represents a peaceful intersection where philosophy, astronomy, and craftsmanship meet, a soft convergence of human genius. The device holds the memory of ancient seekers, their dreams floating through time like a quiet river of knowledge. When you imagine the device, let your mind drift to the soft golden glint of hand-polished bronze, warm as candlelight. Picture the quiet click of gears turning in a dim room, each sound a gentle rhythm, like a heart beating from the past. It stands as a testament to the human desire to map the infinite, starry night from the comfort of the earth. This delicate mechanism carries the quiet hope of understanding the vast, dark beauty above, a dream held tenderly in metal and motion.
Deep beneath the ocean, a treasure lay sleeping, a masterpiece of bronze engineering from over 2,000 years ago. This ancient device, often called the world's first analog computer, held within it a complex system of interlocking gears. These gears were not cold or crude, but delicate and precise, designed to track the movements of the sun, the moon, and the known planets. Each rotation was a quiet echo of the cosmos, a mechanical whisper that mirrored the heavens with breathtaking accuracy. To hold such a thing in your mind is to feel the weight of ancient wisdom, a gentle reminder that the stars have always guided us home. This machine was not just a calculator of days, it was a prophet of shadows, able to foresee when the moon would blush red and the sun would be crowned in silver fire. It aligned perfectly with the Saros cycle, that slow and steady rhythm of 18 years that governs the dance of eclipses. The ancient observers could turn a handle and peer into the future, watching the night sky unfold its secrets like a flower blooming in slow motion. They drifted through the patterns of the cosmos, not as masters but as gentle participants in a celestial waltz that has no beginning and no end. And in that quiet anticipation there was a profound sense of peace. On its weathered surface, a delicate dial turned slowly, marking the 4-year cycle of the Pan-Hellenic Games, where athletes once ran beneath the warm Mediterranean sun. This small dial softly bridged the gap between the sweeping motions of the stars and the joyful rhythms of human celebration. The ancient Olympics, a festival of strength and spirit, were woven into the same machine that traced the paths of planets, reminding us that we are all connected. The heavens did not feel distant then. They were a gentle backdrop to the laughter and cheers of the games, a celestial melody harmonizing with the heartbeat of the earth. It was a quiet acknowledgement that our lives move in step with the universe. In the year 1901, by chance or perhaps by fate, a gentle discovery was made off the coast of the Greek island of Antikythera. Within an ancient shipwreck, a lump of corroded bronze was found, resting peacefully on the seabed, like a sleeping child tucked into a blanket of silt. For centuries, it lay cradled in the quiet depths of the Mediterranean Sea, shielded by the cool and drifting currents that hummed a silent lullaby. The world above changed, empires rose and fell, but down in the blue twilight, the device dreamed undisturbed, its secrets perfectly preserved in the soft darkness. It was a silent witness to the passing of ages, waiting patiently for the light to touch it once more. And now, with modern eyes and gentle technology, we are able to see deeper into its ancient soul. X-ray tomography has revealed tiny handwritten inscriptions on the bronze plates, each letter a whisper from the past. These faded words acted as a gentle user manual, guiding the operator through the machine's intricate logic with soft and careful instruction. They map out the wandering paths of the planets, explaining the ancient geometry that bound the cosmos together in a harmonious dance. To read these inscriptions is to hear the voice of an old teacher, patiently explaining the motions of the sky, their wisdom preserved like a fossil in the amber of time. Deep within the mechanism, a unique pin and slot gear system turned with a gentle, rhythmic purpose. This delicate design was crafted to mirror the moon's journey across the starry expanse, not with a constant speed, but with the subtle, floating ebb and flow of its orbit. The lunar path breathes with a soft variation, speeding up and slowing down like a tide of light in the night sky. And this ancient device, through the quiet interaction of pins and slots, captured that celestial whisper. It was a mechanical lullaby, humming with the pulse of the moon, a serene echo of the cosmic dance. Many scholars believe this profound wisdom flowed from the quiet halls of Posidonius, or perhaps from the legendary mind of Hipparchus. These ancient souls pursued knowledge with a gentle patience,
their lives a meditation on the movements of the stars. They sought to translate the vastness of the universe into something you could hold, a handheld bronze instrument of unparalleled beauty. With every careful measurement, they brought the infinite closer, shaping the cosmos into a quiet, tangible form. Their legacy turns slowly in the gears, a silent testament to the power of calm inquiry. The complexity of these gears was so profound, so elegantly woven, that similar artistry would not grace the world again for over 1,000 years. It was only with the rise of astronomical clocks in the 14th century that such mechanical whispers found a new voice. In the long, silent interval, the knowledge drifted away like a forgotten dream, a secret lost in a quiet void of time. The mechanism slept beneath the Aegean Sea, cradled by the waves, its wisdom suspended in darkness. It waited patiently, a dormant seed of science, for a time when human minds could once more grasp the delicate turning of the spheres. Today, the physical remnants are just a few fragmented pieces of bronze, wearing a soft green patina like a gentle veil woven by the ages. They rest peacefully in the National Archaeological Museum in Athens, cradled in the quiet hum of the display. These weathered fragments carry the warm, heavy weight of antiquity, dense with the whispers of a lost scientific era. In their silent repose, they dream of the ancient hands that once shaped them, murmuring a lullaby of rust and memory. Each crack and crevice holds a story, a faint echo of a time when the heavens were charted with gentle precision. And when we imagine its original form, we see a polished wooden case, smooth and warm, protecting the bronze gears within. A soft, rotating dial would have turned under the light touch of a fingertip, bringing the harmony of the spheres into a single, peaceful point of focus. It was a quiet sanctuary of mathematics, a sacred space designed not just for calculation, but for calm contemplation. This device was a window into the night sky, turning the infinite cosmos into a personal meditation on the order of all things. With every slow turn, it whispered,
"Are you still drifting with me?" The ancient gears turn slowly, and their story breathes softly around you. Deep beneath the waves of the Mediterranean Sea, a shipwreck rested in the quiet dark for nearly 2,000 years. Within its wooden embrace lay a curious device, now known as the Antikythera Mechanism. Inside its small, corroded case was a wonder of the ancient world, a delicate web of over 30 fine bronze gears. This gentle machine could trace the paths of the sun and the moon, mapping their journeys across the sky with a precision that would vanish from human knowledge for centuries. It was a timekeeper so advanced that when it was finally found, scientists could barely believe their eyes. The stars seemed to have whispered their secrets into the metal, teaching a humble craftsman how to hold the very flow of time in his hands. One of the device's most beautiful secrets was its ability to foresee eclipses. By turning a small, smooth hand crank on the side, you could drift through the years, moving forward into the future or back into the distant past. You could witness the moon gently sliding across the sun, casting a perfect shadow on the earth in utter silence. Picture your fingers resting softly on the edge of that ancient dial. As you turn it, the mechanism stirs with a quiet, knowing purpose. You travel to any chosen moment to see an eclipse unfold, the moon beginning its graceful journey across the sun's bright face, a silent ballet of light and shadow. The device remembered every eclipse that had ever been, and every one that would ever come, holding them all within its tiny, turning world. At the heart of this mechanism was a special surprise for modern minds. It contained what we call a differential gear, a sophisticated piece of engineering once thought to have been invented in the 16th century. This gear could calculate the difference between two rotating speeds, a concept that demands a deep and quiet understanding of numbers. The ancient Greeks had etched this mathematical wisdom into bronze, long before we imagined such ideas were possible. It was a silent testament to a brilliant mind that saw the harmony in moving parts, a mind that understood the subtle dance of the heavens without ever speaking a word. Beyond the eclipses, the device served as a cosmic calendar, attuned to a great celestial rhythm called the Metonic cycle. This is a span of 19 years, a period where the lunar months and the solar year come into a gentle embrace. The mechanism kept this cycle, turning slowly to show how the seasons and the phases of the moon held hands through the passing of time. It was a tool for finding deep peace, a way to feel the steady pulse of the universe as the years rolled by like soft waves upon a distant shore. Each turn of the gear was a quiet acknowledgement of nature's slow, unending rhythm.
And this ancient computer did not only follow the stars, it also honored the rhythms of human life and celebration. A small dial on the device was dedicated to the Panhellenic Games, including those held at Olympia. It would rotate slowly, pointing to the years when athletes from far and wide would gather in peaceful competition. In this way, the machine wove the footfalls of runners and the cheers of crowds into the vast, silent movement of the stars. The heavens and the earth were not seen as separate realms, but as two parts of one great, harmonious whole, all captured in a box of bronze resting gently on the seafloor. In the year 1901, a group of sponge divers were drifting through the depths of the Mediterranean Sea. They were near the island of Antikythera, moving through the water like gentle shadows. Down below, a shipwreck rested on the seabed, a forgotten memory from long ago. In that shipwreck, buried in the cool and quiet sands, lay a curious artifact. It had been sleeping there for almost 2 millennia, cradled by the slow rhythm of the sea. The discovery was soft and unexpected, like a dream that surfaces from the deep. The divers, moving slowly through the blue, felt a calm wonder as they glimpsed the shape in the sand. It was like finding a lost story from a forgotten world, a secret held by the ocean for ages. Now, with X-ray tomography, scientists looked deep inside the artifact. They revealed tiny, delicate inscriptions on the bronze plates. These were like a soft user manual, a guide from another time. The letters seemed to whisper gently, telling us how to operate the intricate dials. They explained how to interpret the slow dance of the celestial bodies. Each word was a faint echo from the past, a silent lesson in the ways of the heavens. It was as if the ancient makers were still speaking across the centuries. The scientists worked quietly, piecing together the ancient instructions, and the meaning slowly surfaced like a hidden melody, clear and serene. Many scholars feel that the mechanism might trace back to the school of Archimedes in Syracuse. The elegance of its design speaks of a quiet brilliance, a stream of knowledge flowing through time. It is as if geometry and astronomy simply floated together in a single piece of bronze. The ancient thinkers had dreamed of such a device where math and the cosmos could meet. Their ideas were like gentle currents, moving through the ages to create this wonder. It was a product of deep thought and serene contemplation. Archimedes himself might have touched similar ideas, his mind floating in a sea of numbers and light. The device carries that dream, serene and profound, a testament to patient genius. The artifact was likely housed in a beautifully polished wooden case. This made it not just a tool, but a piece of portable art. Imagine it resting silently on an ancient desk, bathed in the soft glow of an oil lamp. It was a small window looking out into the vast rotating architecture of the cosmos. The smooth wood framed the intricate bronze within, a quiet harmony of materials. In its stillness, it held the grand patterns of the stars and planets. Perhaps its owner would sit for hours, gazing into this small universe, finding peace in its order. The wood and bronze were a sanctuary of thought, a calm companion under the night sky. Now, when you picture this ancient device, listen closely. You might hear the soft, rhythmic clicking of bronze gears turning in a dimly lit room. Each rotation was a gentle reminder of the clockwork motion of the heavens. The planets and stars drift in a timeless, eternal cycle, and this machine echoed that dance. The sound was like a quiet heartbeat, steady and reassuring. It was a whisper of the universe captured in a small box. In that gentle rhythm, the vastness of space felt close and calm. In that dim room, the clicking was a lullaby, rocking the mind into a state of quiet awe. It linked the human hand to the infinite circle of the sky, a soft and endless rhythm. And now, let your thoughts drift gently into the story of a most mysterious object, an ancient device that cradles the cosmos within its bronze bones. Often called the world's first analog computer, this quiet wonder could predict the positions of stars and the coming of eclipses, not just for a day, but for decades into the future. Its intricate series of interlocking gears speaks of a mechanical brilliance, a sophistication that vanished from the human story, not returning for over 1,000 years. Imagine the deep, silent waters off the island of Antikythera, where the years turned slowly and the sea kept its secrets. In 1901, sponge divers drifted through the twilight of a shipwreck, their hands brushing against history. There, resting so peacefully among fallen marble statues and broken pottery, lay this corroded bronze treasure. For 2 millennia, it had slept undisturbed, cradled by the current, a lullaby of the deep.
Many years later, curious scientists gently peered inside, not with hammers, but with advanced X-ray tomography. Through the layers of time and corrosion, tiny precise inscriptions began to float into view, like a whispered user's guide from the past. These fragile words explained how to turn the dials and, in doing so, to track the sun and the moon as they sailed across the velvet darkness of the sky. One of its most wondrous secrets was the way it could model the moon's irregular orbit, her gentle slowing and quickening across the heavens. With a clever pin-and-slot mechanism, the device mirrored that celestial dance perfectly, a quiet echo of geometric grace. It captured the rhythm of the night sky, a soft and timeless motion. And even beyond the sun and moon, the mechanism held a gentle reminder of earthly joys. A small spiral dial tracked the 4-year cycle of the Panhellenic Games, the great festivals that included the ancient Olympics. As you gaze upon it, you can almost hear the distant, peaceful echoes of celebration and cultural harmony from a world long ago, a quiet pulse of unity still spinning softly in the brass. Imagine a place where the warm Mediterranean breeze brushes gently against ancient stone walls. This is the island of Rhodes, where the school of Posidonius once stood as a sanctuary of learning and philosophy. Scholars gathered there with quiet focus, studying the stars as the soft breeze carried the scent of the sea. It is believed that from this peaceful haven, a remarkable device was born, a piece of craftsmanship that would hold the secrets of the heavens. A device that whispered of the cosmos through the steady ticking of its inner workings. And within this device, over 30 hand-cut bronze gears lay hidden in perfect harmony. Each one was crafted with such care that they meshed effortlessly, creating a soft, rhythmic clicking sound. You can almost hear it now, like a gentle heartbeat of bronze, marking time in a calm and unending dance. It turns without hurry, without noise, just a steady presence that reminds you of the passage of moments. This intricate clockwork invites you to imagine the ancient hands that assembled it, each gear a note in a quiet song of precision. On the front of the mechanism, a dial turned slowly, displaying the zodiac and the blending of the solar calendar with the constellations. An observer could drift through the seasons, feeling the shift from spring to summer, autumn to winter, all while keeping a precise record of the cosmos. The stars above were mirrored on this tiny dial, a map of the night sky that you could hold in your palm. It was a way to wrap the infinite around your fingers, to feel connected to the grand design without being overwhelmed. The sun and the stars moved together in a gentle, predictable rhythm, bringing a sense of order and calm. Turn the device over, and there on the back is a spiral dial used to predict the Saros cycle. This cycle spans approximately 18 years, governing the recurrence of eclipses with a quiet, steady pattern. Imagine the vast, mysterious patterns of the universe transformed into a tangible sequence of numbers, each turn of the dial a step closer to understanding the shadow plays in the sky. It was a calming sequence, taking the fear out of eclipses and replacing it with a sense of wonder and predictability. The spiral itself, a symbol of endlessness, held within it the secret of celestial meetings. All of this wisdom, all of this art, was cradled in a small handheld box of bronze and wood. It was designed to fit perfectly in your palms, like a quiet friend that you could carry with you. This box represents a quiet intersection of art and science, where the beauty of the craft met the depth of ancient knowledge. Holding the secrets of the heavens in a single, steady piece of craftsmanship, it remains a testament to the gentle blending of human skill and cosmic mystery.
As you hold it in your mind's eye, you can feel the weight of ages, the soft tick of gears, and the endless turning of the stars above. Deep in the silent ocean, where light fades into soft velvet shadow, whispers tell of an ancient device. It is often called the world's first analog computer, a title breathed with reverence. Crafted with a complexity so profound, its sophistication vanished for over a millennium. Bronze gears, worn smooth by thousands of years, still hold the memory of the sun and moon. They move with a drifting, celestial precision, a quiet, mechanical breath in the deep. Feel the weight of this ancient knowing, a soft hum beneath the waves. In 1901, gentle sponge divers found it resting peacefully, as if asleep. It lay among the silent ruins of a shipwreck near the island of Antikythera. The Mediterranean's quiet depths cradled it for nearly 2,000 years. Soft sand and salt water kept it secret, a still, warm embrace in the vast blue. The ocean murmured over it, a lullaby of time. Within its weathered bronze frame, a tiny sphere and a delicate gear whisper together. They predict lunar eclipses with startling accuracy, a dance of shadows and light. This mechanism mimics the moon's shifting colors, soft silver, deep red, pale gold, as phases float across the night sky. It breathes with the rhythm of the heavens, a quiet, ethereal heartbeat in ancient metal. Close your eyes and see the moon's slow turn. Some say it carries the touch of Archimedes, the legendary mathematician from Syracuse. His school's deep scholarly embrace of geometry hums within this device. The rhythmic cycles of the cosmos are woven into its very design. A vast, silent harmony turns softly through the ages, a lullaby of stars. Feel the pulse of the universe, gentle and endless, in this small bronze artifact. The most delicate feature is the metonic cycle dial. It tracks a 19-year dance of lunar months, a slow, sacred rhythm. This allowed ancient observers to align their calendars with the soft, repeating patterns of the heavens. A warm, steady cycle guides time, as gentle as the tides. Listen to the whisper of the spheres, settling you into a deep, peaceful rest. The ancient device rests now, a memory of starlight in bronze. Its gears turn only in the mind's eye, a soft, silent film. The sponge divers lifted it from the deep, a treasure from the quiet dark. Its discovery brought a whisper of the past into our noisy world. But now, let it drift back into silence. Within the metonic cycle, every 19 years, the moon returns to its starting place. This dial is a promise of return, of soft repetition. Aligning our time with the cosmic breath, it whispers of eternity. Let this thought cradle you, like the sea cradled the device, warm and still. Close your eyes and listen. The mechanism, deep in its silent workings, also functioned as a Pan-Hellenic calendar, quietly counting down the days until the great Olympic Games. This soft, vast connection linked the movements of the stars to the gentle pulse of human cultural tradition, where the cosmic wheel turned like a breath, matching the rhythm of gathering crowds and the warm, still air of anticipation, whispering the approach of sacred contests in the quiet turning of bronze gears, a bridge between the eternal and the fleeting, where the heavens cradled the dreams of mortals in a silent, spinning embrace, and the sky and the soul moved together in a slow, harmonic dance, feeling the weight of centuries in each gentle, metallic tick. The gears hand-cut from bronze sheets, with a precision that feels almost magical, each tooth carefully shaped to ensure the wheels turned in a slow, seamless dance of mechanical harmony, the metal moving like still water, circling in a soft, eternal rhythm. You could imagine the faint, warm glow of lamplight on the polished surfaces as they spun silently through the night, a quiet machinery of dreams, breathing time into stillness, counting ages in a gentle, mechanical whisper that only the heavens could hear. To understand its secrets, modern researchers used X-ray tomography to peer through the calcified layers of the artifact. allowing them to see the floating internal structures without disturbing the fragile, sleeping metal. The ancient bones of the device lay still, revealing their hidden geometry in silent, layered whispers, the machine surrendering its stories in the dark, without a touch, a dream recalled in fragments under a soft, searching light, where time itself seemed to pause and listen. The device features inscriptions that act as a quiet user manual, written in tiny, elegant Greek letters, guiding the observer through the complex motions of the zodiac and the drifting planets. Each inscribed line is a soft breath from the past, mapping the slow, celestial wanderings with gentle, flowing strokes, the stars themselves caught in ink, held still for a quiet, mortal gaze. A lullaby of the cosmos, singing the paths of light in a language that whispers across millennia. When we imagine the device in its prime, it would have been housed in a warm, polished wooden case, sitting as a silent companion to a scholar. It turned slowly to mirror the peaceful rotation of the universe, the wood holding a deep, steady warmth, embracing the quiet, golden motion within, like a dream holding the stars. The scent of time would have lingered in the grain, a heartbeat of the heavens kept in a mortal hand, murmuring of eternal patterns in the hush of the night. Sleep falls softly now, wrapped in the timeless rhythm of the sleeping machine. Here, in the quiet dark, is a secret from the deep sea. This ancient device is the world's first analog computer, crafted with a precision that feels impossible for its age. Its bronze gears moved in silent, patient rhythms, tracking the slow dance of the heavens across centuries. It was found by diverse drifting through the deep blue waters of the Antikythera shipwreck in 1901. For 2,000 years it lay hidden beneath the waves, resting in the vast, still silence of the ocean floor. Scientists discovered it could predict eclipses with a soft, almost magical accuracy. Turn a small, gentle crank, and you could see the shadow of the Earth glide softly across the face of the Moon, a quiet cosmic play. One of its most wondrous features is the metonic cycle, a deep 19-year pulse that harmonized the lunar and solar calendars. It let ancient observers track the drifting phases of the Moon in perfect rhythmic harmony, like a breath drawn over seasons. Inside the device, a tiny rotating sphere represented the Earth, cupped by a floating model of the Moon. This small bronze moon showed the lunar phases, slowly shifting from a silver sliver of light to a glowing pearl, warm and round in the palm of your mind. A soft, dedicated dial on the mechanism quietly traced the cycle of the Panhellenic Games. It felt the gentle stretch of time between the Olympic and Pythian festivals, like a slow, warm breath held across 4 years. This tiny bronze circle tied the vast, silent drift of the stars to the quiet, celebratory pulse of human culture. The heavens above and the crowds below moved in a deep, still harmony, their rhythms woven together in a delicate dance of light and sound. You could almost feel the distant echo of footfalls on sacred ground, as if the mechanism itself remembered the warmth of ancient joy. It was a whisper of connection, a soft reminder that even the cosmos paused to watch the games. Deep inside the device, more than 30 intricate bronze gears lay nested in a slow, deliberate embrace. Each wheel was cut by hand, with teeth so small they could only be compared to a single grain of sand, so tiny you might miss them with a careless breath. These gears turned in a silent, patient dance, guiding slender pointers across a series of delicate scales etched with the patience of stars. Their motion was a mechanical lullaby, a deep and steady whisper that still hums across the centuries. It was as if time itself had been folded into bronze, each tooth a soft, precise heartbeat in the quiet dark of the mechanism. To touch it would be to feel the pulse of ancient ingenuity, warm and still. For centuries upon centuries, the knowledge to craft such a device was thought to have dissolved into the silent depths of history. It seemed an impossible skill, lost like a forgotten song, until the Antikythera Mechanism rose from the sea in a fisherman's net. This astonishing complexity then vanished from the world again, not to be seen in the West until the soft, resonant chime of cathedral clocks began to fill the air in the 14th century. Their gentle bells were like echoes of that ancient whisper, a distant memory of bronze gears turning in the dark. The mechanism had waited, patient and deep, for the world to remember its quiet song. It was a secret held safe in the deep, still blue until time itself was ready. Across the outer face, tiny, elegant Greek letters were inscribed with exquisite care, smaller than a whisper's breath. These words formed a gentle guide, a quiet map of the cosmos in soft, warm bronze. Each letter held a deep, still invitation to lean close and listen to the mysteries of the sun, the moon, and the wandering stars. The universe unfolded beneath the reader's fingertips, a patient, tactile story written in a language of quiet wonder. It was as if the mechanism itself were speaking, in the softest of voices, sharing the ancient human dream of understanding the vast and drifting currents of the sky. To trace those grooves was to feel the warmth of a mind reaching across millennia, gently pointing the way to the heavens.
Today, in the hushed halls of the National Archaeological Museum in Athens, the delicate fragments rest in a protective bath of soft, muted light. They lie there like a dream preserved in amber, a peaceful and still reminder of the ancient human longing to understand the drifting currents of the universe. In their silence, you can almost hear the faint whisper of gears still counting the slow, deep rhythm of the stars. They hold within their corroded surfaces the warm ember of curiosity, a soft fire that no ocean could ever drown. It is a quiet, enduring glow, a gentle light from the deep past that still illuminates our night, a reminder that the search for meaning is as vast and timeless as the cosmos itself. In the quiet of the 2nd century BCE, a delicate constellation of bronze gears was assembled, known today as the Antikythera Mechanism, the world's first analog computer, a frail but brilliant machine that turned mathematical precision into a tangible prayer, its interlocking wheels tracking the silent pilgrimage of the sun and moon and stars across the sky, each rotation a testament to the ancient yearning to grasp the cosmic order with hands of metal and minds of fire, a whisper of the heavens carved in brass. A tiny, intricate cosmos that mirrored the vast one above, holding the celestial dance in its fragile frame, with a grace that still astonishes the modern soul. By the gentle revolution of a small hand crank, an ancient observer could drift through the stream of time, the Antikythera Mechanism predicting solar eclipses with a haunting accuracy that traced the 18-year Saros cycle like a shadowy poem, so that with each turn, the moon's silhouette would glide before the sun in precise, silent rehearsal, a celestial clockwork where light and shadow danced to a rhythm written in bronze, allowing souls long past to see the exact moment when day would gently yield to a twilight born of cosmic alignment, a journey through the years without moving. A mechanical oracle that whispered the secrets of the sky, turning the vast, indifferent universe into an intimate foretelling of shadow and light. Within its bronze sanctuary, the mechanism captured the moon's gentle wanderings. Its elliptical orbit accounted for by a sophisticated pin-and-slot gear system that let the lunar pointer speed up and slow down in a peaceful, natural rhythm, as if the moon itself was breathing through the brass, a soft, mechanical sigh that followed the celestial body's eccentric path with a tenderness that mirrored the tidal pull of the oceans, so that the device did not just track the heavens but cradled them in a quiet, rhythmic embrace that echoed the very pulse of the earth and sky, a poetic interpretation of the moon's own dance, a harmonic translation of its elliptical waltz into the language of gears where every pin and slot sang a lullaby of cosmic motion. And on its face, a dial dedicated to the Pan-Hellenic Games, including the ancient Olympics, wove human celebration into the fabric of the stars, a soft reminder that the celestial movements were synchronized with the cultural heartbeat of ancient Greece, so that as the planets circled and the sun rose, the festivals of men were but a reflection of the cosmic order,
a quiet merging of the earthly and the divine where the rhythm of games and triumphs echoed the stately progress of the heavens, a brass calendar that remembered that we are all part of the same grand, unfolding story, a bridge between the infinite and the intimate, a mechanical memory that held the joy and competition of humanity as a sacred note in the symphony of the spheres. For centuries, the Antikythera Mechanism lay in a silent, watery slumber beneath the deep blue Mediterranean near the island of Antikythera, a quiet witness to the ages from a shipwreck around 60 BCE until its discovery in 1901, when divers lifted it from its liquid grave, a bronze ghost that had dreamed of the stars for over 2,000 years, its gears still holding the memory of celestial dances. A patient sentinel of the heavens resting in that tranquil abyss as empires rose and fell, awaiting the gentle touch that would finally unveil its ancient secrets, from the moment it sank, cradled in the deep blue quiet, until the hands of the modern world pulled it gently back to the light, bringing with it the whispers of a civilization that once looked up and sought to capture the sky in bronze. A calcified stone rose from the deep sea, hiding its intricate clockwork until modern light coaxed its shimmering gears from the darkness. Crafted where scholars pondered the harmony of the spheres, it was a lost peak of technology, vanishing for 1,000 silent years. The bronze plates bore a quiet guidebook in tiny, elegant script, leading through zodiac and calendar, where writing and starlight met. Gears of thin bronze were cut into precise triangles, meshing with a soft, clicking harmony, each tooth filed by hand in patient meditation. Imagine its turning, and you touch the drifting thoughts of ancient astronomers, a silent testament to our desire to know the vast shimmering night sky. And now, our gentle voyage through the Antikythera Mechanism comes to a peaceful end. Your thoughts have drifted through ancient waves and across silent centuries, touching the mind of a long-lost world. If this quiet narrative helped you find a moment of calm, perhaps leave a small token of a like. Should you subscribe? I will be here whenever you need me, a constant murmur in the night. Good night, sleep well, and remember that the same starlight that guided that ancient hand watches over you tonight. Rest now, everything is exactly as it should be.